task is mighty. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The land is holy. The land is holy, and so are we. The land is holy, and so are we. The land is holy, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The sun is shining, the sun is shining, and so are we. The sun is shining, and so are we. The sun is shining, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The world is ready. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The tide is rising, the tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. One more time, last line. This is where we are called to be.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this wonderful, wonderful Sunday morning with the bright sunshine. Isn't this fabulous? Yes. Whether you are here in person with us or out in Zoom land, we are so happy to be here with you. Roger's sermon is entitled, Committed, Loving, Generous. No laughing matter. Okay. Today, there is religious education for children and the senior high group. The mission of our congregation says we come together to deepen our lives to be a force for healing in the world. Toward this end, we honor the Nisenan, Southern Maidu, and Miwok people for their commitment to this land where UUSS sits. They have never ceded, left, nor ceased to care for this land. For those of you on Zoom, if you'd like to follow along today in the order of service, you can click on the link now appearing in the chat. The order of service for you all could be in your hand or on the back table. If you are new to us, the magic blue sheet tells you all of our activities for the upcoming week and some even more in the future. You can find this blue sheet on the back table or online in case you drop it somewhere along the way home. What, you've never done that? Okay. There is a correction. The Rise Up Singing is not at 2 o'clock this afternoon on the patio. It's at noon in room 6 due to the chilly weather. So, yeah, Rise Up Singing. Isn't that going to be fun? Unless I'm there. So, you notice I'm not in the choir. Our weekly message comes out by email every Friday with announcements and a reflection from one of our ministers. We are happy to send this to you if you would like to fill out a newcomer form either at the welcome table or online. For our online congregation, we have a 22-minute visit with each other in a special Zoom room, so hang around and have a chat. For those of you in person, we have coffee, tea, refreshments, and conversation. You can even find friendly faces at the connection table, the stewardship table, and in our library. It's not too early to plan your summer weekend for the all-ages camp, right? We've got some activity back here. To learn about this fun event, stop by their table in the Welcome Hall. Registrations are now occurring for this June event. As you drove in today, you may have noticed the fencing and really large equipment in the back, which kind of impedes our way for you to get out. They'll be there for a few more weeks. Please do not use the center lane to go home. It's too tiny. People coming at you cannot move over. So what I want you to do is watch for the very friendly traffic people. Please don't run John over. We need him. Please don't do that. So as you come from other parts of the parking lot, come back towards the building and exit on the first row going out. You cannot exit via the back lane. John, do you want it? Oh, you may need that later. Next Sunday, after the service, is our monthly newcomer orientation, which includes a tour of the campus. It will start around 11:45 right out by the welcome table. Childcare continues through that time if you should need it. Now is the time to switch off your cell phones or your smart watches and put them to silent mode, so we can avoid the distractions, ringers, chimes, and songs not being sung by the choir. As you do that, I would like to invite Celia Buckley and Sally White to make our pledge kickoff announcement. Ladies?
Hi, I'm Celia Buckley, one of your co-chairs of the Stewardship Committee. Sally, what are you doing on that step stool?
Well, I'm Sally White, and I'm co-chair too, and I'm stepping up to make my pledge.
Well, thank you, Sally, and congregation. Stay tuned for more information about the pledge drive, which starts today. To begin, I have a few questions for you. Do you expect the doors to be open when you arrive in person? Raise your hand. Okay. Zoomers, are you glad when you log in and you can connect to our Zoom church service? Write something in the chat. Who expects the lights and heat or air to be on when you arrive? Can I get a high five? Who enjoys being able to see the screen projection with stories or sing the song lyrics without holding hymnals? Give me a me, me, me. How many of you have ever called the office and spoken to Elaine or Crystal or Deborah? Call out yes. Yes. Do you want our bathrooms to be clean and have toilet paper and soap and water? Give a cheer. Anybody here believe we should care for our children before, during, and after services? Give a woo-hoo. Does anyone here enjoy hearing Irina play the piano or Anthony's beautiful singing? Who here appreciates the thoughtful and creative services created by Reverend Roger, Reverend Lucy, or Intern Rosemary Dodd? Can I get an amen? Amen. How does all this happen? Only because of you. So you pay for our building, lights, grounds, heat, and air. You pay for our full-time manager of operations, Crystal Gollerer, who takes care of everything behind the scenes. You pay for our very cheerful and full-time office support and receptionist, Elaine. The office coordinates all our volunteer programs that you thrive in. Our financial matters are expertly handled by Deborah. Our custodians, Kelvin or Chuck, are here 5 or 6 days or nights a week to keep us neat and clean. Crystal Fountain plans, coordinates, and manages the children's education program and childcare. Dirk Toole creates and supports our website and IT needs that appear to run seamlessly. And our ministers not only produce great services, but tons of adult enrichment programs and small group ministries. We are blessed to have our ministerial intern, Rosemary Dodd, who is serving us this whole year, enabling our 2 ministers some well-deserved and needed sabbatical time to renew and be refreshed. So you pay for all of this and more. Everything you experience here is guided, assisted, arranged, or created by 15 paid positions, including the 2 full-time ministers and ministerial intern. We also have more part-time staff, 11 part-time staff, plus childcare workers. That makes up that total of 15. But our expenses have increased at UUSS. The cost of living has increased for our staff, yet half of members and friends kept their pledges flat the last 2 years without any increase. Our revenue hasn't grown, but we discovered this year that UUSS is falling short of providing the minimum compensation salary to our ministers and staff. How short? To bring our hard-working staff and ministers up to the minimum salary range recommended by the Unitarian Universalist Association, we need to increase our budget by 15%. So our short 3-week pledge drive, launching today, is planning on raising 15% more revenue than last year. And we can do that with your help. We believe you want us to pay our staff a fair and competitive salary. We know that Unitarian Universalists support justice and equity. Our UU members and friends are loving and committed people, and we believe everyone will dig a bit deeper and increase their annual pledge. Sally, thank you for taking a step up to increase your pledge. Members and friends, I thank you in advance for your generosity and commitment to help this loving community thrive and meet our goal.
Thank you, Celia and Sally, for stepping up. During the Music for Centering, you are invited to step up to the table and fill out a prayer card so Rosemary can include your thoughts and prayers in her pastoral prayer. Or you can just let the ministers know you have some news. Whether or not you write a card, you may come forward and light a candle for a joy, a sorrow, a concern, of gratitude or joy. And now, our music for centering.
Good morning. Good to be with all of you here, and good to be with you if you're attending on Zoom, and if you're watching this on a recording later on. Hello to the future. Ryden will be our chalice lighter this morning, with Karen assisting, and also Ryden's sister assisting. Around this country and other parts of the globe, Unitarian Universalist congregations begin our services with the ritual of lighting a flame within a vessel shaped as a chalice. Please join me as we do this in responding with the words in bold. On this morning, we gather to honor the values of commitment, generosity, and love.
From near and far, in person and online, we gather as one community.
We kindle this flame, the symbol of our shared search for truth and understanding.
In times of need, let its warmth ease our hearts with a spirit of generosity and care.
In times of confusion or uncertainty, may its fire bring us courage and commitment.
In times of celebration, may its brightness reflect our gratitude and our love.
In times of change, let its light illuminate our mission as a congregation. We come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world.
We now extend that spirit of commitment, generosity, and love as we send our kids and our senior high youth group, along with birthday person Theo Claire, out to continue their service elsewhere as we guide you in singing your song. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Good morning. Let's enter into a contemplative moment in our service together. So I invite you to get comfortable, however is best for you, and offer yourself some spaciousness in your mind and body. I'm going to relax my shoulders. That's what I always forget. And take a few breaths. Each week we share our joys and sorrows because we know that joys shared are sweeter and sorrows shared are a little bit lighter. Unitarian Universalist communities all over have this practice of sharing joys and sorrows. And it's in this first week of the month where we have our ritual of lighting candles and writing down cards, where we're able to sink a little bit deeper into what's going on here in our community. As I share these joys and sorrows, I invite you to look over at the candle flames burning in the sanctuary here, if you're able to. And picture whatever is going on for you represented in one of those candle flames held here, even if you may have not written it on a card today. First, I have some joys to share. Courtney shares that the A's are coming to Sacramento. This is a joy for her. Although Michael is still skeptical it will happen. Beth shares, go Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm not personally taking a stance on this, okay. One among us shares, my spirited cat turns 5 today. He is a joy. A joy from Lily. We saw a huge dog and we got to pet it. Yes. Zorro shares, I am moving to Woodland and still going to this church. We're happy to have you, Zorro. Diana shares, my son Gabriel is joining us for the first time. Welcome. One shares the joy that I may find spiritual support in my recovery. We join you in that joy. Diane Doddridge shares the joy. On April 10th, I will be 93 years old. I am relatively healthy, happy to be a UU for many years, and giving back as much as I am able. Happy birthday, Diane. We also have cards of sorrow here today. The Nickel family shares that our family made the difficult decision to put one of our fur companions, Banksy, to sleep. May that rainbow bridge lead him to fields of catnip. Terry Ray shares that my good longtime friends are dealing with Alzheimer's. Sandy shares, my husband's sister Vivian passed from a stroke in Mexico City on April 1st. Anita shares, our cousin passed away unexpectedly last month from a blood clot. He was 47. Prayers for a speedy recovery for Christy Braziel, who just underwent ankle replacement surgery. One of our community members shares the diagnosis of breast cancer in a 31-year-old close family friend. This is from someone who is holding Crystal Gallagher and her family in my heart, as I know many of us are, as Crystal grieves the loss of her mother. This is a sorrow. This person shares the ongoing genocide in Palestine and conflicts in Sudan, the Congo, and all suffering of humans and planet by humans. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, join us today in holding these joys and these sorrows, because we know we cannot hold them alone as individual people. Help us to connect to one another, to hold these things. Help us to join together in community, in our moments of joy, in our moments of grief, in our moments of loss. And help us to open our eyes to the reality of the world when we need to, and help us to notice the sweet, sweet moments. Please join me in a moment of silent meditation, prayer, or contemplation. Amen.
In our spirit of commitment, generosity, and love, I want to take a moment to acknowledge people who give, people who care, people who continue to be involved, offering their time and their gifts and their energy throughout the year as part of our UU community, and that's the UUSS Choir. In the 3 years-ish that I've been here, I've been privileged to work with a great many members of the congregation and non-members of the congregation. This year, we've been incredibly fortunate to have a total of 40 members be involved at some point or another in the year, whether short-term or long-term. And they give a lot in order to be part of this ensemble. Every Wednesday we have rehearsals, Sundays where we're working on things, practice that they do outside of that. And so I want to take a moment to acknowledge our members who happen to be before you this morning, which include from our bass section, Paul Moore, Rich Ellis, Dave Paul, John Martin, Wesley Collitz, Christopher Jensen, and Byron Tucker. From our tenor section, we have Gustavo Amaya, Tom Wheeler, Kathy Johnson, Camille Lucier, and Theo White. From our alto section, we have Barbara Dace, we have Bess Caswell, we have Pat Skeels, Beth Tenpass, Tara Benavides, and Leanna Pearson. And from our sopranos, we have Patty Nogales, Meg Burnett, Mary McGowan, Deirdre Downs, Erica Kraft, and Janet Lopes, as well as other members whose names you will find in today's order of service. With all of that said, this is Brian Tate's Connected.
That's what I said. I am you are me. I am you, Army. That's what I said, I am you, Army. Don't you see, I am you, Army. And you're over there. That's what I said, something between us, Army. It's greater than air. Don't you see, I am you, Army. And you're over there. That's what I said, something between us, Army. It's greater than air. Don't you see, I am you, Army. It's not hard to do. That's what I said, I am you, Army. Don't you see, I am you, Army. It's not hard to do. That's what I said, I am you, Army. Don't you see, I am you, Army. It's not hard to do.
Amen. Yeah. Our congregation's mission statement says, "We come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world. Among the ways we pursue this mission is the practice of giving half of each Sunday's offering to an organization that is working to heal the world. Our community partner for the month of April is NorCal Resist. NorCal Resist focuses on immigration justice and community aid. Their efforts are both wide-ranging and deeply rooted in the Sacramento community. NorCal Resist believes that as activists and organizers, we must not only stand in opposition to policies, politicians, and systems that harm our communities, but also begin building the better world we want to live in. NorCal Resist has many programs. They assist asylum seekers who are unable to pay for a private attorney. They provide emergency shelter to new immigrant families in the form of hotel rooms and rental apartments, and even furnish these apartments. These families often arrive in our community with nothing and have no way to earn an income. And providing stable housing is a critical way to meet the basic needs. NorCal Resist supports asylum seekers and community members with ongoing accompaniment to government appointments, healthcare visits, school enrollment, and grocery shopping. Their mutual aid farm, Seeds of Solidarity, feeds the community while facilitating opportunities for people to learn farming skills in a local context. Their monthly community table events distribute farm fresh food, groceries, and essential items to those who need them. NorCal Resist's Bond Fund helps community members facing protest and ICE-related charges make bail, so they can fight their charges at home with their loved ones instead of in a jail cell. Their brake light repair clinics offer vehicle repair free of charge to keep drivers safe on the road and help reduce the risk of potentially deadly encounters with law enforcement during traffic stops. Please give as generously as you can. Our shared offering will now be given and received. As the ushers come forward, Please join in our unison response. May generosity bless our world, and may gratitude nourish our spirits.
This reading is a reader's contribution to the April issue of The Sun magazine on the topic or the prompt of yard sale. The writer is Sharon Ammon from Westchester, Illinois. My husband and I had recently moved back to the U.S. after living in Germany for 5 years. At a yard sale in our new neighborhood, I noticed a beautiful teapot with a pattern of blue flowers peeking out of an abundance of greenery. It resembled some of the cups and saucers that I had brought home from Germany. Checking the price tag, I asked the elderly woman slumped in a lawn chair, "Does this say $10? Mistaking my question for an attempt to negotiate, she offered, "How about 8? I assured her that 10 was fine. She wrapped the teapot carefully in newspaper before putting it in a bag. At home, I found that the pattern did not match anything I owned. I also saw an unfamiliar maker's mark on the bottom of the pot and decided to have it appraised. My husband and I were on a strict budget in the 1980s, so when an antique dealer offered me $250, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. We had dinner out to celebrate our good fortune. That night, I dreamt of miniature blue flowers surrounding a woman in a faded house dress. She seemed to need the $10 that I had handed her. The next day, I walked back to the house where I had bought the teapot. Before I could have second thoughts, I explained to the woman that I had made money selling her teapot and wanted to share the profit with her, $125. She burst into tears and told me that it would help her with her husband's medical expenses. We ended up having tea. We had a long conversation. As I was about to leave, a wave of guilt washed over me. Did I really need that money? I insisted that she take the remaining $125. I was halfway down the block when the woman came after me to give me an envelope. "This is for you," she said. When I opened it at home, I found 2 $5 bills and a note that read, "Sharon, you forgot your refund. Remember the good you did today."
In that spirit, let us rise and sing Blessed Spirit of My Life, 86. Blessed Spirit of my life, give me strength through stress and strife. Help me live with dignity. Let me know serenity. Fill me with a vision. Clear my mind of horror and confusion.
When I returned from sabbatical in early February, our stewardship volunteers were already hard at work, and they had come up with a theme for this year's pledge drive. It is committed, loving, generous. Well, I thought, as the preacher, what the heck am I supposed to do with that? I suggested some alternatives. How about this? Nobody can stop us now unless we don't raise our pledging. Or maybe this: I upped my pledge, up yours. Maybe not, they said. Actually, that second one has been making the rounds on the internet since before there was an internet. As with all things that can make us anxious, humor can loosen us up and lighten our spirits. Nobody needs this more than the volunteers and ministers who work on a pledge drive. Yet, while humor is helpful, it is also true that supporting our mission is no laughing matter. I know that some of you today are here for the first time, just checking us out, and here you are just in time for the pledge drive kickoff. I am tempted to apologize, but I'll just say that what you see today is one example of how a free congregation pursues its mission, by talking openly about our needs and goals and about the values that matter to us. Thank you for being here as we do that. Or perhaps you're watching this online from far away. You may conclude that making a pledge to this congregation is not relevant for you. That's understandable. But please don't log out or tune out. I think that the words of our campaign's theme have relevance to everyone, beyond these walls, beyond state lines, and even beyond the pledge season. I took some time to think about our theme, committed, loving, generous. I realized that all three of these values reflect a practice, a spiritual and ethical practice. For example, consider commitment as a practice. 26 years ago, when I was ordained to the ministry, I made vows to my UU colleagues and the congregation I served. The ministry has been fulfilling, it's been joyful for me, but there have been some tough times over the years, and when they've happened, I would try to pause, breathe deeply, and remember my commitment. I remember what a privilege it is to do this work alongside people like you. Commitment is a practice. Another example, when parents welcome children into their lives, they make a commitment of love and care. It feels right, but it's not always easy to keep that commitment, or so some of you have told me. I am inspired by the fortitude of those who live out such a commitment. Keeping a commitment is not like flipping a switch labeled yes, no. It is a practice to which we return. We become better at it by doing it. We often think of love as a feeling, which it is, but it's also a practice. Reacting with kindness is a form of love, and it is a practice. So is being patient. Showing respect is a form of love. Respect for another's beliefs, for their choice of pronouns, for their humanity. Another way to love is by giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Loving is not automatic. We become better at it by doing it. Generosity is a practice too. Making monetary contributions is just one example of that. Devoting some time to be of service is a practice. So is helping out, offering food, and showing warmth and hospitality. We learn to be generous when we practice generosity. Neither you nor I can make another person be committed. We can't make them be generous or loving. All of these virtues depend on each person's heart and conscience. You can't force it. To think that you or I can control another person's heart or conscience is the way to frustration. We can only ask and encourage one another to do so. And we can choose how we wish to live: committed, loving, generous. In the reading today from Sharon Ammons, she bought a teapot for $10 at a yard sale in her new neighborhood. She later found out it was worth a lot more and sold it. Then she felt uneasy about the windfall. She had the impression that the lady who'd sold her the pot was not in good financial shape. She concluded that she should share half the $250 with her neighbor and went looking for her. Sharon gave her half and then had tea in the lady's home. Then she decided to give the rest of the money to the neighbor, who then burst into tears. Soon after, the neighbor gave Sharon back $10 as a refund in an envelope. "Remember the good you did today," she wrote. I wonder how Sharon learned to be so generous. I wonder how she learned to reflect on the situation, to look into her heart and reconsider her actions. Perhaps it had been the formative influence of a parent or a grandparent or a teacher she had known. Perhaps it had been a spiritual community like this one. Maybe her community had given her a sense of abundance and goodwill. I like to imagine that, and I like to imagine that we are doing that here, teaching abundance and generosity to one another, adults and children alike. Last year, a member of our stewardship team found a pledge brochure while visiting a liberal Christian church in town. She wasn't looking for another spiritual community. She was attending a funeral. Our team studied the brochure, which is where we learned the concept of the stair-step graphic, which is now on our stewardship webpage. Also, what jumped out at us when using that congregation's brochure to calculate their average pledge, it appeared to be $330 a month, which is twice the size of our average monthly pledge. I contacted their minister to inquire. Is that accurate? If so, how did you do it? Well, he referred me to the chair of their stewardship committee to answer my questions. She and I met a few weeks ago for conversation over coffee. Their congregation is about the size of ours and involved in many of the same local partnerships as we are, especially serving people who are unhoused. Their church has a similar mix of backgrounds: singles, couples, and families with children. It has retired people and younger generations. Yet they have a bigger staff and a bigger budget. How? I asked. She described how they run their pledge campaign. I said, "Oh, we do that. Things like member testimonials on Sundays, website videos, emails, and a letter from the ministers." "Oh, we do all that. Plus, we give out cookies and a sticker after you pledge." Actually, I didn't say that part. She said, "Really, I don't know why it's successful, but it just seems to me, it seems like a generous congregation." "Oh, my congregation is generous too." I didn't blurt this out, but I wanted to. I was there to learn from her and not be defensive on your behalf. She said, "We make it clear that nobody is going to do this for us. No outside organization funds our staff and programs. It's up to all of us." We say that here as well because it's true. Then she said something almost as an afterthought, which moved me and stuck with me. She said, "Some people think that they will pledge more generously later when they feel more like part of their church. But I think it's the other way around. Giving ensures our sense of belonging. The more we commit ourselves toward its mission, the more we feel we are part of a congregation. I've been thinking about that idea. As we give more generously, we can deepen our sense of belonging. Today, as we launch the campaign for the next budget year, which is 2 weeks, not 3, I want to say this. Pledges in every amount are valued and appreciated. I hope you hear this. Your pledge is your decision to make, and we want it to be the right pledge for you. Your pledge makes a difference. It makes a difference to our staff, our ministers, our members, and our mission. I hope it makes a difference for you too, and I thank you for it. I know there is capacity for deep generosity in this congregation because I've seen it. Already, a few households have increased their pledges by 10%, 20%, and more. A year ago in the pledge drive, some people whom I know and who don't have large incomes raised their pledges by 50%. Thank you. Back during the pandemic, when most people received stimulus checks from the federal government, some of you gave that money away. Some contributed to local organizations doing emergency support in the community. Reverend Lucy and I didn't even ask for it, but a few of you made monthly donations to the Ministerial Discretionary Fund here at UUSS. For the coming budget year, I'm raising my pledge toward the mission of this congregation. It will be more than 6% of my gross income. This was not an easy decision before I made it, but it felt right. I realized that I could stretch myself. I could stretch myself in giving and still enjoy the same standard of living. And I will enjoy a deeper connection to you and to our mission. There are so many organizations, campaigns, and causes that need our support. I try to give about 5% of my income to a bunch of them. It takes discipline to make priorities for our donations and stick to them. Sometimes, however, I can't resist a new appeal because I want to feel a part of it by giving something. But a few things are different about supporting a congregation. Nearly all of our donors are members and friends of the congregation. We don't have thousands of contributors the way most not-for-profit organizations do. What this means is that your gifts here can make a big impact. And by increasing your pledge, you can make a greater impact. And you can see the results of your giving up close. On Sunday mornings, you can hear the results as well as we did with Anthony and Irina and the choir. Giving to this community is not merely a response to what you receive from it, though that's important. Through your generosity, you make so many things possible for so many other people who participate. And you make things possible for people who will be looking for a place like this one in the near future. In our programs of religious education, the staff provides a safe place for toddlers to connect and play together. We help the older children to have a good time, learn our community's values, and gain a sense of belonging. Our youth groups offer a safe space for young people to talk about what's deep and important in their lives. In the next budget year, we are committed to offer the sexuality education program called Our Whole Lives, based on the values of honesty, personal responsibility, informed consent, and self-respect. OWL promotes health and well-being. For decades, OWL has been a ministry that saves lives. You may never have called our office to ask a question, but let me tell you, it seems that everyone else does call. Members call to ask where something is happening or when, or call to make a donation. Some call just to hear a friendly human voice. A few neighbors call to complain about something. People from the larger community inquire about all kinds of things. They ask for help, referrals, and the time of our services. They ask, "What is Unitarian Universalism?" Oh my goodness. I was working here last Monday, which was a holiday, working alone, and I made the mistake of answering the phone every time it rang. On Tuesday morning, I said to Elaine, "Thank you for what you do." As you may know, more than 75% of our budget supports the compensation of our ministers and staff members. Our staff have rent and mortgage payments. They have mouths to feed. Some of those mouths belong to furry, four-legged creatures with tails, but other family members are the two-legged variety. The pledge drive materials on our website refer to our employees as dedicated. We use that word dedicated because we mean it. For example, last month, our facilities manager, Crystal Gallagher, came down with a bad cold on a Friday. She went home sick, but took her laptop to keep up with what she could. There was going to be a rental event on Saturday night here in this room, and then a circle service the next morning on Sunday. She came in after the renters had left and rearranged the chairs. A circle service is not an easy thing to set up for, and nobody else can get the chairs in the circles just right. Most of the time, people aren't aware of the work of our audiovisual team unless there's a glitch in the transmission or a gremlin has messed with our expected smooth flow of the service. Yet what seems to be smooth to us can be challenging in the AV room. 2 months ago, while working on the service back in the AV room, Abby, one member of the team, got a message on her smartwatch. It indicated that she was having an abnormal heart rhythm. Scary. Our staff member, Abby, stayed through the service and then left quickly to have it looked at. That is more dedication than we asked for. I asked her if I could tell you and use her name, and she said yes. Abby did not want to leave coworkers in a bind or leave us without the technology we need for a service. Fortunately, she's doing very well and feeling fine. Thank you so much. Our goal is to end this pledge drive in 2 weeks to enable the board to propose a budget for the coming year. And after it's all over, the volunteers on our stewardship team will be relieved and grateful, and so will I. And after it's over, I will give thanks again for what I call a miracle of community. This is what I mean by that. Every one of us decides on a financial commitment. Every one of us trusts everyone else to be as generous as possible. And when we do this, we make wonderful things happen. What we do together, I call that a miracle. The more we commit ourselves toward the mission of the congregation, the more we become part of it. Giving ensures our sense of belonging. Let's not wait for that sense of belonging mysteriously to show up somehow. Let's bring it into being. Let's not wait for the chance to live life as deeply as we can. Every single day is an opportunity to practice our values. Every day gives us a choice to be committed, loving, and generous. Let our choices reflect our sense of abundance, and gratitude. Let our choices reflect our love and our hope. So may it be, blessed be, and amen.
Whether UUSS or the world, we make our home our home. Let's sing Blue Boat Home. Oh, below me I feel the motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I fly the starry seas, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on. Breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
As we prepare to extinguish our chalice, please join me in speaking our shared intention. We extinguish this flame, but we carry the light, love, and commitment of this gathering into the days to come.
I invite you to reach out to us as we reach out to you, reach out to one another. If you're at home, reach out to us as we reach out to you. And as you depart, don't forget, you can't miss it, the stewardship table, among all the other tables on the patio and in the welcome hall. May you depart in peace and be led forward in joy. For all who see God, may God go with you. For all who embrace life, may life return your affection. And for all who seek a right path, may a way be found and the courage to take it, step by step, one day at a time. Blessed be.